Join me as I challenge myself to show you how yoga transformed my life at 45. Can it really make a difference at this age? At 45, I was at a crossroads. I felt like I was just going through the motions of daily life without any real purpose or passion. My body was stiff, my mind was foggy, and I just felt really stuck. I knew I needed a change, but I wasn't sure what that change was or how to make it happen. One of the biggest challenges I faced was stress. I was working as self-employed, and it was demanding, and it seemed like no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't catch a break. My body was paying the price. I had chronic shoulder pain from being at my desk all the time. My shoulders were always tense. I was putting on weight, and I just felt exhausted all the time. I also struggled with motivation. I felt like I was just doing the same things every day, and I wasn't really living. At 42, I had moved to Portugal with my partner just a couple of weeks before the pandemic hit in 2020. We had to stay home, watching the world change. Work became more intense and harder as all my clients were in worry mode as well. In the beginning, we made extra effort to exercise and eat healthily, but after the first year, I was sitting more and more at my desk due to the extra workload. At 43, I got COVID and also got vaccinated for COVID, which made it all worse. On top of everything that I was going through, my mind became a lot more foggy, which meant I could not work as much, which led to even more stress. In this period, I also realized that I may have entered premenopause, as I experienced a range of symptoms that were both physical and emotional. Some days, it felt like I was on an emotional roller coaster with no control over my moods or reactions. Those hormonal changes were intense. I'd go from feeling calm and centered to being completely enraged or upset in a matter of seconds. It was like my emotions were running the show, and I was just along for the ride. I knew I needed to find a way to cope, but I wasn't sure where to start. I felt like I was at a loss, and I didn't know how to take control of my life. I spoke about my struggles with a friend who suggested yoga, but I was skeptical, so I did not give more thought. By 45, I was desperate enough to give it a try. I was still very skeptical. I didn't think I was flexible enough, and I wasn't sure I could do it. I've always been a bit of a skeptic when it came to yoga. I had never tried it and thought I wasn't calm enough to do 5 minutes of yoga, let alone an hour-long session. My friend recommended a local yoga lady whom I also knew. The best thing was that she could come home, which really helped as I did not need to make a lot of effort to travel to her yoga studio. The first few classes were difficult. My partner also joined me and would encourage me to keep going. After 6 months, my perspective began to shift. I mainly did hatha yoga, and the yoga lady was very attentive and made me do stretches and build muscles around my neck and shoulders to help me cope better with work. We did a lot of breathing exercises, all of which really helped. I did yoga twice a week for the first 2 years, and it made a world of difference. I was sleeping better, my shoulder pain was almost gone, and most of all, I could deal with stressful family situations, which previously I could barely deal with. The more I practiced, the more I started to notice changes in my body and mind. I felt more flexible, more energized, and more at peace. I started to realize that yoga wasn't just a physical practice, it was also a mental and emotional one. It was helping me to cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. The yoga lady took a very holistic approach, which was the most helpful for me. She did not make me do standard poses or what they call coffee yoga, but made me do what my body needed. For me, this was the biggest breakthrough when I realized that yoga wasn't just something I did on my mat, it was a way of life, because it helps me deal with life, but more importantly, helps me navigate premenopause, stress, and family challenges with greater ease and confidence. Physically, I am a lot stronger, and I have replaced most of my fat with lean muscle, which really boosts my self-confidence when we dress up to go out with friends and also to meet new people and make new friends. It has been 2 years, and I can't think of my life without yoga. If you're going through a tough time, I encourage you to give yoga a try. You never know how it might transform your life. If you've been inspired by my story, I'd love to hear about your own experiences with yoga. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to help this video reach a wider audience.